Thanks for joining us tonight. Right now, new information is being revealed about the settlement agreement in place in Minneapolis for police reforms. The first of two meetings is just starting on the consent decree that was put in place following the murder of George Floyd. Minneapolis has both a federal and state decree.
Tonight's meeting focused on the decree from the state. Kaya Edwards was there, and she joins us now live. Kaya?
Hi there. Yeah, Effective Law Enforcement for All is the organization overseeing that state consent decree, and the organization hosting the meeting happening right now, or about to get started at Sabathani Community Center. You can see people are arriving and getting settled right now. But federal consent decrees are also top of mind now that President Trump is set to return to office.
In March last year, the city of Minneapolis and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights reached a court-enforceable agreement to reform city and police conduct after investigators found both engaged in practices violating the state Human Rights Act. Effective Law Enforcement for All is overseeing the consent decree and in September released a nearly 90-page, four-year plan on police cameras, trainings, how reports are taken, and other policy changes.
We also want to explain how we do what we do.
ALIFA President David Douglas says the organization will host two sessions this week to bring community up to speed.
And perhaps most important, our goal is to promote understanding. So we want to hear back and have plenty of time for people to ask their questions.
A similar settlement is pending with the U.S. Department of Justice after its investigators found city and police conduct violated the Constitution and federal law. But former President Trump opposed federal consent decrees in his first term, calling them a war on police and terminating one in Chicago. It's unclear what will happen in his second term, but Minneapolis is still promising reform. In a statement, Safety Commissioner Todd Barnett tells us city leadership has been and will remain committed to reforming policing in Minneapolis and building a more just, equitable approach to community safety, regardless of who sits in the White House. A Minnesota Department of Human Rights spokesperson also told us the state consent decree is here to stay, regardless of what happens at the federal level.
My colleague Jessica Hart will be inside the meeting room monitoring the discussion, and she'll have a report tonight at 10. Tomorrow's session will be held in North Minneapolis at North Community High School at 6 o'clock. After that, the next chance to participate won't be for another 4 months, sometime in early spring. Julie?
All right. Thank you, Kaya.